to the Mizzle and Dub Show, where they know sports. If you wanna know about sports, this is where you go. Welcome to the Mizzle and Dub Show, where they know sports. If you wanna know about sports, this is where you go.
First down, touchdown, first down, touchdown, yeah. First down, touchdown, first down, touchdown, yeah. First down, touchdown, first down, touchdown, yeah. First down, touchdown, first down, touchdown, yeah.
Well, hello, Night Owls, and welcome back to number 167 of the Mizzle and Dub Show. Another open forum show. We will just talk about a little bit of everything in the riot world of sports. But first off, before we get into it, this past Friday and today, there's two people that we know that are celebrating birthdays here in the month of February. One works like a Jamaican. One is very special in his own unique way. But to Mr. Allen Huey and to Mr. Marshall, Mr. Lavelle Marshall, to both you guys, hope you guys had a fantastic birthday. Another year trip around the sun, another year of God's blessings. Hopefully, it will lead to a year of prosperity and peace for you both. And God bless both of you, and happy birthday to you both. Now that we've got that out the way, as Wakanda Forever takes a birthday shot, let's get right into it. And this is why we sometimes really dislike officials at Madison Square Garden tonight or last night. And what is the use of the NBA to say we got it wrong after the fact that it happened, which took away from a fantastic game between the Pistons and the Knicks, to which the Knicks won by 2, 113 and 111, but it was under controversy, to say the least. What happened was Josh Hart eventually had the go-ahead basket, but in between that, there was 3 turnovers, a missed foul call, very chaotic. Hart hit the layup with 2.8 seconds left, and the Knicks got the win. But nonetheless, the NBA said that they got it wrong.
So here's the thing. So if you're gonna admit you got it wrong, fix the issue. If they lost, they should have lost. If you don't sit here and tell us this, and you're not gonna change anything, it makes no sense. Or just don't say nothing at all. Just let us live with it. We know you fucked up. I don't know, man.
Or here's what you should do. Now, I know in the old days, the NFL used to have one person in a room where they can view the stuff on a monitor, and they'd be like, okay, you need to reverse this. Maybe the NBA needs to have somebody in a suite or in a press box somewhere in these arenas with a monitor, so they can buzz to the referees and be like, you know what? You got this wrong. Correct it. Maybe that needs to happen, because I'm tired of this 2-minute report that comes out the next day and they say, well, okay, at this particular moment of the game, we got it wrong. What is that going to do for me during the game? Not a doggone thing.
Nothing. It's not going to help the team win. You're not going to – it's over. You're just better off just not saying anything. That's how I feel about it.
But nonetheless, the Knicks will get credit with the win. Their 35th win of the season, 113 to 111 over the Pistons. Like I said, it was a great game at the Garden between the two. But, of course, it's going to be now known for that controversial call at the end. But, again, the Knicks maintaining their spot in the 5 seed, I believe, in the Eastern Conference. Cunningham had 32 to lead the Pistons. Grimes had 14 off the bench. Ivy had 14. Durant had the 11. And Fontecchino had 12, as the Pistons had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in double figures. Jalen Brunson again led the way with 35. Hart had 23. DiVincenzo had 21. Bogdanovic had 13 off the bench to help the Knicks get their win. There was only 4 games tonight in the association. Raptors, an impressive win on the road in Indiana. They beat the Pacers 130 to 122. RJ Barrett has played well since returning back to his home country of Canada. Led the way with 24 for Toronto. Mathurin, in a loss to cause for the Pacers, led the way with 34, as Siakam had 27, Turner had 16, the Bimhard had 11, as Halliburton struggled, only shot 2 of 9 last night and scored 9 points. Nets going to Memphis. They beat the Grizzlies 111-86, and the Miami Heat, with no Jimmy Butler, serving his 1-game suspension.
Fuck that beat.
Going to Sacramento. They went into Sacramento and said there will be no beam lit tonight as they beat the Kings 121 to 110. I know he's not being mentioned in MVP category, but you might want to put Bam Adebayo's name in that category for MVP candidates, because all he has done has played fantastically well this season. Led the way with Miami, 28 points, 10 rebounds, almost messed around and got a triple-double. Martin had 16, Wright had 13. Jaquez, the rookie from UCLA, who we said he was going to be a big-time helper for the Heat when the Heat drafted him, he came with 26. Kevin Love had 19 off the bench. Highsmith had 15 off the bench, as Butler and Bryant were serving their 1-game suspension, and the Heat get their 32nd win of the season.
Wow.
Kings dropped to 33 and 24, although Domantas Sabonis got another one in a losing effort, as he had one last night against the Clippers, or Sunday night against the Clippers. Domantas Sabonis leads the league with 21 triple-doubles in the NBA this season. He is 3 ahead Nikola Jokic, and I think 4 ahead of Luka Doncic, who has 7, I believe. He had 14.
Isn't that something?
Right?
All foreigners,
right?
That played in the Euro League.
Yes.
Then came over to America. Like Luka already told you, it's easy to play basketball over here. It was harder to play in this country. So so not shocked. Not shocked at all.
And greetings to you, Corporal. How are you? Thank you for checking in. Hope you're well. But yeah, I mean, it's quite amazing how the foreigners of Lithuania and Slovenia and I forgot, and from Serbia, how those 3 just come in and have just taken have really made the art of the triple-double just as easy as you say, getting out of the bed and doing it. But nonetheless,
I wonder if he dreams about a triple-double. I wonder if he just goes to bed. Triple-double. Pass the ball. No, just saying. I wouldn't be shocked.
Well, I mean, he had 14, and 10 assists. Harrison Barnes had 10. Keegan Murray shot the ball well. 20 points. Herter had 14. De'Aaron Fox had 27. But if I can find the doggone scores by quarter, but it was.
Oh, and I know now that he's watching. Let's one more birthday shout out.
Oh yes, yes.
Happy birthday to Uncle Bobby.
Yes,
big supporter of the show.
Yes,
love you, my man. Hope you had a great day. But yes, he celebrated a birthday as well.
Yes, he did. But
all right, EJ Whistle's coming through with a question. Have y'all seen that no college players are in the top 5 of the draft?
Now, which draft are we? Which draft are we talking about? EJ was. Are we talking NBA or are we talking NFL? And he sends his birthday shout out to Uncle Bobby.
Yes, sir.
But real quick. But I mean, it just seems like they just get out of
NBA.
Well, you know what?
He said NBA. Well, there's not really been much. I mean, who's really killing it out there right now, though? Like that's really just. I mean, when the likes of Kentucky is not playing that well, Kansas is not really playing that well. You know, you don't have Krzyzewski at Duke no more. So all these, there's really they're just basketball now. So
I guess you can say parity is at an all-time high in college basketball because, as we all know, teams don't stay together no more.
Yep.
Well, I mean that's not surprising. I mean, like we just talked about. I mean, if you play from Serbia and Lithuania or Argentina or España or Viva la France, your chances of surviving in this league are very good.
China is starting to get up there in the basketball competition with the skills. Yeah. Basketball is being played well everywhere now. It's just not. It was like, like you said, the few foreign places over there and stuff like that. So it's no matter where you are now. If you can ball,
which is interesting. Which is interesting to see because coming up later on this year, the games of the Summer Olympiad in Paris, France. It'll be interesting to see the basketball competition in that. Oui. Bonjour, monsieur. But I mean, we'll see what's going to happen in that forefront. But the soon-to-be Inglewood Clippers debuted their colors for next season and debuted a new logo.
I didn't see them yet.
Really?
Well, it's no. I've been under a rock since I started work, so
that's true too.
I ain't seen or heard of much of nothing.
But also, another shout out. We want to give a shout out to Giants legend Jack Thomas Snow, better known as JT. Giants legend, forever Giant. Took over the void very well after the throw Will Clark left, and gave us some spectacular defense.
Indeed.
And one of the greatest saves of all time in the 2002 World Series, where he saves Darren Baker from getting mollywopped in the World Series, grabbing him by one hand. And of course, I'm sure Dusty is paying for JT's dinner for the rest of Darren's life with the save there. But
well, since we're on the aspect of the Giants, since we're jumping around because it's an open forum show, let's give a big. Man, I gotta put this down for one. Big. Thank you, Brandon Crawford. Thank you, B. Craw.
Yes, officially now.
Let's just go ahead and just congratulate B. Craw.
This is
give me his flowers now.
This is depending on if somehow now we all know Pablo Sandoval is in Giants camp and he is competing for a roster spot. So
yes,
we're going to speak on the terms on if Pablo does not make the roster. If that's the case, the last link to the Giants championship years of 2010, 2012, and 2014 has officially left, as some may not know. Brandon Crawford if you're going to leave one classy organization to go to another classy organization, it gets no classier than the St. Louis Cardinals. The St. Louis Cardinals for years have been one of the best ran, well-classed organizations in baseball for many years. Walt Jocketty has done a fantastic job minding that franchise, and I mean, I know how much Brandon Crawford enjoyed playing at home, being the kid that grew up in Pleasanton, went to Foothill High, went to UCLA. I mean, not many guys get to play for the team that you grow up for, and Brandon Crawford
win championships.
Brandon Crawford got to do that for 13 years and helped contribute to 2 World Series rings, and help made the Giants franchise in San Francisco a winning one. But to go from here to go to a great organization with the Cardinals, I know the Cardinals fans will embrace him because the Cardinals fans for years have been very good, knowledgeable baseball fans, and they sell out Busch Stadium every night. So Crawford is going to play in a full house, albeit in a reserve.
That's all I'm going to say.
In a reserve role. It's going to be weird. It's going to be weird seeing Crawford in that Cardinal red, but
when he comes home, he's going to get nothing but love.
Correct.
Nothing but love. We will not boo Brandon Crawford. That won't happen.
Now, how about this? Now, how about this for theater and for drama?
Talk to me.
Involving this. So, as I go to my Major League Baseball app, as of course I'm doing the happy dance all these spring training games I get to watch on TV on my days off. But
Yes.
how about this for this being ironic? Now, check this out. Now we all know over the years, the Giants always like to start the season on the road so they can close the season at home. And this year, and this year it is no different. They will open the season, rightfully so. They will open the season in LA against the Dodgers, so a chance to beat LA right off the bat, which is always a good thing. Oh yeah. No, I'm sorry. They're opening the regular season in San Diego. I'm sorry. It's San Diego, then the Dodgers. I forgot.
Well, it doesn't make
either way.
Different.
Either way, you get a chance to start. Either way, you get a chance
still Southern
to start.
California.
Yes.
Well, besides, like I say this on the show every time. Besides my family that lives in Southern California, I can give 2 Fs about anything down in Southern California.
Well, how about that? Bob Melvin gets to debut against his former team that he managed a year
ago. Let's go. Let's stick it to him early.
So yeah,
we have a good pitching staff this year. I think this pitching staff might shock us.
Well, like I said, I like their chances. Okay, if they can just if I know what I'm going to get from Logan Webb, I know what I'm going to get from Kyle Harrison. Mm-hmm. If Jordan Hicks can stay healthy, because Jordan Hicks has very good stuff, and Jordan Hicks can be a force when he's right. If those three can maintain until Robbie Ray and Alex Cobb get back, this starting five can do some damage in the National League.
We already got a closer. A closer, so we're good there.
Yes. So that's okay. But here's my point I'm trying to make. So,
okay, I'm sorry.
The Giants close the season at home against the St. Louis Cardinals. So you want
this motherfucker better not hit a home run to close out the season. I tell you this right now.
So you want to talk about coming full circle? Yeah. Brandon Crawford makes his return to San Francisco the final weekend of the season, September.
He's going to win the game on a walk-off.
Through the 29th.
You know that's going to happen. You know that's going to happen. He's going to win a game for the Cardinals. And that's just how – come on, man. How long me and you been watching sports combine our ages?
Which by the way, the Giants will make their trip to St. Louis in June on the 20th, the 22nd, and the 23rd. Just for just to keep that mind frame right there. So, EJ Whistle, you have a question for you, sir. This is from one of our viewers, and this question is for you. Have you ever driven past the Super Bowl before? So,
you know what? Bless your soul. Bless your ever-loving soul. Because number one, that's a tremendous age. I do remember when I was 25. But you're talking to a 12-year-old, or you're listening to a 12-year-old with a license. So we're not really gonna just throw the age out there. I'm just gonna forever be 12. Okay. But I appreciate the 25, but you can go up. What? I ain't gonna even throw it out there. I'll let you guess. But yeah, we're definitely not 25. Well, there's only one person that might be on this show that's close to 25, and I think that's my cousin.
You're not wrong, but yeah, definitely. Again, well, he might contribute with an RBI in the 9th inning or extras if it goes that route. But I mean,
that's true. That's true. But what I mean is the goal. Good call on that. But maybe the go ahead home run. That would be the better term, I should say. So facts.
Well, Brian, you can tell that person, no, one is happily married and the other one is single, but does not go in that realm. So,
What's going on here? I'm lost. What just happened?
no, Brian said something about a person was asking at a computer shop asking, "Are we single?" And then I'm letting him know that you're happily married, and I'm single, but I don't go in that realm.
Oh,
That's not Brian asking the question. That's somebody asking him that question. So I was telling Brian he can tell that person, um, we don't we do not discriminate against anyone's orientation. We do not. Um, we we just don't go that route on the show. Like I said,
just not my cup of tea.
yeah. If that's your orientation, we're not going to judge you. We're going to treat you with respect and treat you like a human being. But that's just not our preference. As you saw Mizzle's ring on his finger, he's happily married, which he is coming up on his 3-year anniversary next month. Um, and I'm still looking for the one to sweep her off her feet. So there you go. But
Damn, 3 years. Feel like I've been married to
yeah.
her all my damn life. Shit.
Well, y'all been together longer than that, but I mean, officially under the same namesake, it'll be 3 years next month. Nonetheless, hey, I dig it, Brian. I do understand, but 13 years, 3 Gold Gloves, 3-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion. I mean, there really isn't much Brandon Crawford did not do in a Giants uniform.
And we haven't even touched on the tremendous plays that he made at shortstop. The glove work was just amazing. I mean, the double plays, the stretch out, the spins,
well, there's 2 plays that 3 plays for me that still stand out in my mind when it comes to Brandon Crawford and the defensive plays that he made. The one play in Houston where Pablo was playing volleyball in foul ground and somehow Crawford managed to make the catch. There's that. Obviously, there's the shot that Mookie Betts hit in the playoffs, to where you and I were watching the game at Pop's house with Brian and Debo, and Crawford somehow leaped and made the catch. And I mean, Mookie Betts hit it on the screws. I mean, he barreled it, and Crawford somehow leaped up and caught the ball. But of course, the one play for me is they're playing against the A's in Oakland, and Crawford is way on the other side of the infield, and somehow runs across the Coliseum in foul ground to make the catch. And I'm watching this live. I'm like, how in the hell did he make this catch? And I mean,
right.
just other great plays, of course. The grand slam home run that he hit in 2014 against the Pirates in the wild card game, which at that time it was a one game wild card playoff to get in to the postseason. Basically, he told the whole city of Pittsburgh to shut up and be quiet, and he did with that grand slam. And that was all that Madison Kyle Bumgarner needed.
Right.
And the rest is history.
He doesn't do much. He doesn't
and
do
the
much.
rest and the rest was history on that 2014 run to the World Series for the Giants. But I mean, like I said, he's been a staple in the community. Like I said, born and raised in Pleasanton. His parents were season ticket holders.
He's not going anywhere
at Candlestick Park.
Going anywhere.
He's gonna have his plaque on the Giants Wall of Fame when it's all said and done.
Yep.
I mean, the number 35 in Giants lore has seen some great players. We're the number from Chris Spire to Rich Aurelia to now Brandon Michael Crawford, which again, like I said, 13 years, full of memories, and like I said, all the best to him in St. Louis.
Yeah.
He will definitely help. He will definitely help the young guys in St. Louis. But speaking of the Giants, Jorge Soler had a nice spring training debut with the Giants.
He did.
Got 2 hits, including an RBI. Tyler Fitzgerald hit a grand slam as the Giants, the records don't count, but the Giants fell to the Angels 11-9. But just seeing Soler deliver, you have to be excited about what he possibly can do in RBI situations, and certainly with his power, you feel kind of good about him being in that situation to knock in some runs for the Giants. Well, I mean, going back to that at bat, I mean, all Tyler Fitzgerald did was just drop the bat head, and the pitcher supplied the power, and of course, and I mean, the Arizona air is not as thin as Colorado air, but if you can get it up there, and there is no humidor as like it is inside Chase Field in downtown Phoenix, but if you can get the ball in the air in the little thin air that is in Arizona, it will go a long way. And like I said, he dropped the bat head and it went bye-bye. But
quickly.
But the Giants
tomorrow
yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. It sounded good for sure when he made contact. So the Mariners tomorrow. The Giants will play the Mariners.
Any bat ball hit in spring training is gonna sound good, but when you really get a hold of one, it does sound damn good.
Yes, he did. He was in the altitude in Mexico City when he did break the record back in 1968 in Mexico City. That is exactly right, Brian. Talking about the great Bob Beeman. I did a long jump that just got 9 feet in the sidewalk. Well, that's a pretty impressive feat. I unfortunately ran into a parked car trying to get to a bus stop, trying to get on the bus a long time ago with two of my friends there. So that is my claim to jumping fame, is running into a parked car trying to get to a bus for some laughter there. But just to recap the spring training scores for today in the Cactus and Grapefruit leagues, as it's just now going into Ramsark. So obviously the Angels beat the Giants 11-9. Tigers shut out the Astros 4-0. Mets beat the Nationals 6-3. The Rays beat a split squad of the Orioles 8-3. Phillies lose to the Red Sox 7-6. The other Orioles split squad, they beat the Braves 2-1. Juan Soto had a home run in his Yankees spring training debut as the Yankees beat the Twins 9-2. Blue Jays beat the Pirates 8-4. Marlins and Cardinals played to a 1-1 tie. Royals shut out the Cubs 6-0. A's beat the Diamondbacks 9-8. Mariners beat the Reds 2-0. White Sox beat the Rangers beat the White Sox 4-2. The team in blue beat the Rockies 9-4, and the Guardians beat the Fathers 7-4, and the Reds split squad beat the Brewers 8-3. What's that?
I got hearing the Guardians.
I know.
I wanted to say, when you said it, I was like, "Who the fuck is that?" I'm like, "Oh, got it."
Yes,
it hasn't still registered yet because my life.
Yeah, they've been the Indians. They've been the Indians. Yes, they've been the tribe, and plus one of our favorite baseball movie of all time. They're the Indians.
Exactly.
No, there is no Grapefruit versus Cactus League World Series of that type in spring training. No, it's just you play to get in shape, and really whoever has the best record don't care. It's just they're just getting in baseball shape and getting their bodies ready for that grind that is 162. So no, they do not have an in-season play-in tournament like the NBA, which would make no sense in baseball.
Yeah.
So no, there is no spring training championship, and thank God baseball didn't do that.
They couldn't structure it. I mean, they possibly could, but it would be hard to structure that. That's just a lot of baseball.
As long as Robert Manfred, is commissioner, and thank God he's going to be there for 5 more years. Which, damn it, you can leave now. If you want me to be, you can go out the door right now, Robert Manfred. You can leave now, but as long as he's the commissioner, there's nothing going to be structured when it comes to stuff like that in Major League Baseball. Heck, you're better off possibly getting an expansion team in Major League Baseball before anything like that with Robert Manfred as commissioner. Speaking of which, if you paid attention to the Coliseum today, they were doing some maintenance of signs as they were tearing off the "Rooted in Oakland" sign, which has been their moniker for the past few seasons. But now the whole move to Vegas the story keeps getting interesting by the day, to where, as we know, their lease ends at the end of this particular season, but now they're possibly talking about extending the lease, but I don't know if the Coliseum Authority is going to go through with that. We don't know. There's been talks about them possibly going to Salt Lake City to play while the stadium's being built because the Tropicana does have a date for its demolition to get started to where they can build the stadium on that site. There's also possibly talks about playing at Sutter Medical Field in Sacramento where the Giants AAA affiliate is playing.
Yeah, the Giants are not having that.
So there's
the Giants not having that.
There's a whole lot of you're not wrong. See, here's the thing. If the A's do move here, which probably means more resort fees is going to go up high, which means the cost of living is going to go up high again.
Yep.
And again, you're already going to have a cluster with traffic because you're putting it right smack dab on the corner of the strip across from the MGM Grand, across from Excalibur, across the way from New York. Now, granted,
that's kind of stupid.
I agree. Now, granted,
all that land out there, they decided to.
Now, granted, from a selfish standpoint, for me, it'll bring my job a lot of business. Of course. That's for doggone sure. So my 9-to-5 job says thank you. If I still happen to be there by the time this evening is built, if I'm not in a real broadcast booth somewhere on a TV network doing games, but if I still happen to be there doing that by the time the sim gets built, it'll bring my job business. I will say that. But however, it's just, I mean, for example, where old Sam Boyd Stadium sits, where UNLV used to play, you can tear that down and build the doggone stadium right there with all that space for parking. I mean, if I was John Fisher, and I'm not, but I mean, if I was moving to Vegas, that would be my ideal spot because I'm like, all that space for parking. All that space for parking, and
you're by yourself.
And you want to tailgate? Oh yeah, I can use that for 81 home games. You're absolutely freaking looking. That's where I would build my stadium with a retractable roof, because I mean you don't want to be playing in 115 degrees during the summer.
Nope.
So I mean, that's how I would do it. But I mean, I'm pretty sure Vegas is getting tired of getting former Bay Area teams to come out here and play in their city, which
they need to make their original.
To which, well, I mean, I thought the expansion was going to be the way
the Aces and the Knights. They got the Aces and Knights.
I'm pretty sure the NBA team is going to be an expansion team.
No, that's next.
No, they're not. No, not necessarily. No, well, Fremont Street, E.J. Wizzle is downtown Vegas, which for most people that don't know, that was the original strip was Fremont Street. Yes. And then the strip that we come to know it eventually became Las Vegas Boulevard. But no, the stadium is going to be on Las Vegas Boulevard south. It'll be where it's going to be built, supposedly. It is going to be built where the current Tropicana Hotel Casino sits right now, which is across the street from the MGM Grand, the northwest corner of New York, and across the street from Excalibur, to which, as it's structured right now, there's bridges across the way that you can walk from Tropicana to Excalibur or Tropicana to MGM Grand. There's bridges across the way with elevators and stuff like that. So I don't know how they're going to deal with all that because, like I said, I think in April is when the demolition for Tropicana is supposed to be happening, and I'm trying to get you the actual date when that's supposed to happen.
That's crazy. That's a lot of traffic.
Yeah.
Just still those other, and how are they gonna are they corresponding with the other casinos and hotels that are around? That's a major.
That's a very good question. So as it stands right now, pending whatever happens, the Tropicana is supposed to be closing its doors on April the 2nd.
Okay.
So the actual date of when it's going to be start demolishing, I don't know. But it cost $15 million to build. About $100 million when it had its renovations. When it was built, it was supposed to be designed as a resort hotel, not as a casino and nightclub. But things happen because, after all, it is Vegas.
You adapt, you change.
Again, it also was in the James Bond film Diamonds Are Forever, which a lot of people do not know that. Indeed. With, of course, the original Bond, the greatest Bond of all time, Mr. Sean Connery.
Roger Moore wasn't bad either.
No, he was not. I mean,
he wasn't smooth as Sean Connery. I ain't gonna say that, but Roger Moore was not a bad Bond.
Well, I'll say this: they all played the part well. Yes. Some more than others, but of course,
Daniel Craig. He gets the Tom Sula.
He was good in No Time to Die.
Agreed.
He was damn good in Skyfall and Casino Royale.
Yes, Skyfall. I don't know about Skyfall. Yes, played his fucking ass off in that. But all the other ones, Casino Royale. He wasn't my favorite Bond. He didn't give me the Pierce Brosnan feel.
Well, Connery, Roger Moore, and Pierce Brosnan are my top three, hands down.
Facts.
Those are my top three to play Bond. The
other dude played good too, and License to Kill. What's his name? Damn it!
I can see his face. I just can't. Yes. I just can't think of his freaking name.
The name is just not coming to me right now. He was all right. He was okay. But
what was his name? Dadgummit.
And he played in other movies too. That's the thing. He just didn't play Bond. Just can't think of his name right now. And when you find it and say it, it's gonna be like, yep.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not him.
Daniel something Dalton. Something Dalton.
Timothy Dalton.
There we go.
You just had to say the last name. There it is.
Something Dalton, yeah. He was okay.
Yeah.
But nah, yeah.
Yes, Timothy Dalton. Yes. Now, I mean, there is there is three ways they can go to find the next Bond, and you and I have talked about this at random, because you and I both said we would be okay if they get Idris Elba. If they can go with him. Of course, we talked about Henry Cavill many a times. Or if they want to do an origin story, Tom Holland, because all three are British actors. So, I mean,
they didn't cross over all other things.
Yeah.
Why we can't? Why Idris Elba can't be Bond?
Or heck, you can get the freaking guy that played Elton John. You can get him to possibly be a younger Bond if you want to go with the Elton story, because he played a damn good Elton John. From the
yeah,
Kingsman.
I know you're talking about Etsy.
Yes. So I mean, there's many routes you can go if you're trying to find the next James Bond to carry the mantle.
And it seems like they're searching. They're doing a deep search right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta continue the mantle that is 007, because you just can't just let it fall.
Yeah, well, they got to do better than Daniel Craig. Okay, I cannot go down that road again. Okay, I am you know how I feel about Bond. I watched all of them all through high school.
Yes,
and stuff like that. I am a bit, and Pierce Brosnan was the one when we were in high school, but I knew my history.
Yeah,
with it.
No, I kid you not. My journalism class at Fairfield High, we watched Goldfinger in class.
Classic. Classic. Yes.
To which, yes, folks, they had a character by the name of Pussy. I kid you not. If you watch Goldfinger, there's a character that is a woman.
You didn't think that?
No, I know
Austin
you
Powers,
know, but I know you know.
I was
but
just
I'm
talking about how Austin Powers and because he was Austin Powers
yes.
what is her name? Pussy Galore. and he said, "Excuse me."
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Oh man,
good old Michael Myers. But
yes.
so we've learned today that the Raiders are not going to franchise tag Josh Jacobs. The Chargers are not going to franchise tag Austin Eckler. We do know T. Higgins is going to get tagged for the Bengals. And we didn't talk about this, but it was also mentioned Eric Bieniemy is heading back to college. He will be the assistant head coach and the offensive coordinator for the University of California, Los Angeles Bruins. So he will take his talents.
Is that a demotion?
Some might say yes. But I know he'll have more of a say with the UCLA offense.
Yes.
Because, I mean, you have a little bit more reign to implement how you want to implement in the college game.
This is true.
So, I mean, that's definitely one way he can work his way back up into the NFL, because if he can have UCLA do some things, he will get a job back in the NFL with no question, because there's something wrong with the system the way it is, simply because of the fact that why are, you, as we say hello to our fellow Fairfield alum, Miss Wheeler. Hello, how are you? Thanks for chiming in. But it's just like, why are you, why is it he can't get an interview with any team in the NFL? Because you're thinking, okay, well, why the Commanders didn't give him an interview? And I'm pretty sure if AP didn't decide on Luke Getsy, possibly might have given him, or Mark might would have given him an interview, because he knows the division very well, obviously by coaching it for so many years. I just don't get it.
Well, it's his coaching style, I believe. For some, I mean,
well, his coaching style got him a couple of Super Bowl rings as an offensive coordinator.
Hey,
but what do I know? What do I know? I know nothing. All I do is do a podcast with my brother from another for the last 27 years. But hey, I don't know Jack. I don't know Jack. I mean,
Well, you understand what it is. It's a player-driven league now. So if the players are saying something, that's the reason why I can think he ain't gotten the job yet.
But here's my thing, but here's my ultimate question: do you want to win or not?
Hey, I would love to be coached by somebody that wants to be a winner.
And I mean, and I'm changing sports, and I'm changing sports again. And I know they were dicks as teammates, and I know they were assholes. But by God, at the end of the day, their ways were orthodox as hell. But that's how Kobe Bean Bryant won, and that's how Michael Jeffrey Jordan won. It's like, I don't care how you perceive me. I want to win, and I will do whatever it takes to do that at every cost. Which was what your boy and he is your guy, Allen Iverson. He said Kobe was different from everybody, and even Iverson said that when all of us was at the club, Kobe was in the gym shooting shots.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the great story that Kobe told, he was like, Kobe, come out to the club with us. He was like, okay, I'll come to the club with y'all, but if I come to the club with y'all got to get up super early, and we go into the gym and we'll get some shots up. So Kobe went to the club with them.
Mm-hmm.
5 o'clock in the morning. Let's go. Let's go.
Still got liquor in your system.
But still putting up thousands of shots in practice.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just how Kobe and Mike were. It's like one thing that Michael Jordan said in an interview with Ahmad Rashad. Michael Jordan said, I know for a fact I did everything to prepare to play the game. So I had no doubts. So I mean, but you know, like I said, that's here nor there, because sometimes I gotta ask these players, do you want to win? Because if you're complaining about somebody's coaching style, then you don't have that desire. You don't have that bulldog. You just don't have that want to go out there and freaking win.
Go
because
yeah.
if you don't have that, you can't play on my team. You just can't. Because
can't do it.
Can't do it. Because I mean, if you ain't gonna sell out to your teammates to sacrifice and do what it takes to get that ring on your finger, you can't play on my team.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between a lot of players in this era in the wide world of sports, is the desire to want to and the work to put in. I mean, as much as we give flack to LeBron James does put in the work to try and win. Curry the same way. I mean, they're the two greatest winners in this era because they each have 4, but they have both put in the work and sacrifice to be great. I mean, they do it in different ways and they do it in different stances, but nonetheless, they each have 4 looking to get that on the thumb. But I digress. But nonetheless, switching over real quick to the sweet science. So, because
Are we talking about Canelo? Are we about to talk about Canelo?
Yeah, we're going to my namesake.
You know what?
We're going to my names. We're going to my namesake, who's making my name look bad right now. But
you know,
but
is he
Saul,
scared?
Well,
yeah.
We'll get to the whole Benavidez talk in a second because of that. David Benavidez is now going to light heavyweight, and we'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about that in a second. But so here's one news about Canelo. Because he could not get the fight with Jermall Charlo, he now decides to leave his deal with PBC. So now him and Al Heyman, who runs Premier Boxing Champions, who Canelo signed with after he left DAZN, is now leaving Premier Boxing Champions. Which now there's an article out there which means Canelo possibly might go back to DAZN.
This is ridiculous.
So he defeated Jermell back in September, and that was his first fight in for PBC. However, he was trying to fight. They were trying to get a contract to fight Jermall on May 4th, which, of course, as we know, Canelo likes to fight around Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence Day, a la like how Floyd used to do back when Floyd was fighting. Well, there's different weight classes. So David Benavidez right now is the super middleweight champion, which is the limit is 168. And he's been begging to fight Canelo because Canelo is also super middleweight.
Which would be a great fight, if you ask me.
Which would be a tremendous fight. But because, I'm just going to say it, Canelo's scared.
Yep.
To fight Benavidez because...
Gotta be.
Because, again, me being half Mexican, me having a Latino last name. Okay. Because I know for a fact, Marco Antonio Barrera, Eric Morales, Juan Manuel Marquez,
don't know, good names.
Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. And I'm just going to mention those 4 names. Those four ain't backing down from no doggone
Fought
fight.
everybody.
Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya didn't back down from nobody.
Even said out to the fight.
Okay. Fernando Vargas didn't back down from no fight.
Nope.
And those are predominant Mexican fighter names, certainly in the last 30 years that Mizzle and I have been watching boxing.
True that.
Because Chavez Sr. didn't give a damn if he was purple, orange, blue, navy, green. He didn't care. He would fight you.
What was his record? Just let everybody know what was Chavez's record. That'll let you know how he fought. It's lists over 100 wins.
I'll say it like this: Chavez was 87-0 before he lost to Frankie Randall in 1994.
Mm-hmm.
And Frankie Randall fought a tremendous fight to beat Chavez.
Yes, he did.
Now, some people might say that was the boxing gods correcting because many people felt that when Chavez fought Sweet Pea won that fight.
Oh my God! Talk about being a torn boxing fan. Big Pernell Whitaker fan. You heard, yes, Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker. But when he fought Julio, I was like, oh, but this is what boxing needs. See, that's when we had great classic fights. There was no trying to figure out the crossing the T's and dotting the I's. You want to fight? You want to fight? Sign a paper. That easy.
Okay, now to answer your question, Chavez Sr.'s final fight total 115 fights, 107 wins, 6 losses, 86 of them by KO, 6 losses, 2 draws. Now,
sign him up, and I'm gonna drop him. That's basically what that says right there. Sign him up. I don't care. I go fight in your back porch if I need to, as long as it's sanctioned.
Chavez still holds the record for most. Yes, Chavez is still alive. Yes,
he is, watching his son box
and talking mad shit to his son.
Exactly.
Chavez Sr. still holds the record for most successful world title defenses of 27. Share with Omar Navarez, another good fighter. In addition to that, most title fight victories and fighters beaten for the title, both at 31. Most title fights, 37. He has the second most title defenses won by knockout with 21. Only the Brown Bomber, the legendary Joe Louis, had more with 23. And if you don't know who Joe Louis is, go to YouTube. Go watch one of the greatest heavyweights ever to do it, the great Joe Louis. Okay.
Smoking Joe.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was off. Okay, I was close, but I was off. Okay. When he lost to Frankie Randall in 94, which again, Frankie Randall he boxed tremendous on that night. I'm sorry. Chavez was 87-0 when he fought Pernell Whitaker, and it was a draw. But
yes.
Okay. But Chavez was 89-0 before he lost to Frankie Randall. I'm gonna say it again. Chavez Sr. was 18-9-0 before. Now, here's that Frankie Randall fight was a lot of firsts.
Yeah.
For Chavez Sr. Okay. Not only was that his first loss, Chavez never hit the canvas in a fight until Frankie Randall put him on the canvas in 1994. Chavez never got knocked down until Frankie Randall did in 1994, which was, and I mean, you even heard it in Steve Albert's voice because the whole crowd was shocked because you're like, what? Like Chavez does not go down.
No. Strong chin.
Yeah, strong
face.
Strong chin. And I mean, for example, when he fought Meldrick Taylor, and Meldrick Taylor was winning that fight. Meldrick Taylor was hitting Chavez with some blows, and Chavez
Everything.
did not go down.
Everything.
And Chavez was losing that fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then 10 seconds left in the fight. Chavez caught him with a nice combination. Taylor goes down. And I mean, Richard Steele is like looking at him, asking him, "Are you all right? Are you okay?" Meldrick Taylor said nothing. Richard Steele, which I know Richard Steele is a very controversial referee and refereed some big events in his day.
Right,
but I'm like, if I'm asking you, if I'm asking you, are you all right? And you're looking at me blank and staring, and you're not saying anything. Of course, I'm going to stop the fight.
Yeah,
because you're not responding.
That was a good call right there at that fight.
And I mean, Lou Duva's fat self is losing his doggone mind trying to get to Richard Steele. but Julio Cesar Chavez was just a different animal.
Yeah.
He is a thoroughbred. I mean, just Lord.
If you're a fan of boxing, you should know who that man is just instantly. You should just know who he is instantly.
Yeah. I mean, the man was fighting all the way up until 2005.
Jesus. Ooh, that's putting in work. That's putting in work.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. I mean, and he don't get it wrong. He got his revenge back against Frankie Randall. By beating him. He would beat Frankie Randall 2 more times to complete their trilogy. Which unfortunately Frankie Randall passed away back in 2020 at the age of 59. But I mean, Frankie Randall definitely made his history by being the first guy to beat Chavez and to knock him down, which is just wow. But I mean, so yeah, I know people want to put Canelo in that category of, well, he might be the best one next to Chavez, but I can't give him that because again, you won't fight your own fellow. You won't fight your own fellow countryman who is literally begging you. Say, please, I want to fight you. But you won't do it.
Going on.
So now, supposedly now, I'll have a new opponent for May the 4th. Possibly against Edgar Berlanga. If not him, possibly there was another fighter that was being named.
That's pathetic, bro. That's pathetic.
Hey, I agree.
The mega fight that you could have put on Cinco de Mayo. Oh.
So
and
signs a new
weekend too.
Signs a new deal to go to PBC.
So he's back with PBC now.
No. He originally supposed to have a 2-fight deal with PBC. No.
Oh, okay.
It was a 3-fight deal with PBC. Only fought 1 under PBC, and now possibly might go back to the zone. So Edgar Berlanga. They've had preliminary talks with Eddie Hearn regarding a fight against Canelo. He said he would be ready to fight him as early as May 4th, so we'll see how that goes. However, yeah, they do. Well, no, because PBC starting this year has a deal with Amazon Prime Video. So any Premier Boxing Champions event, you'll have to watch on Amazon Prime Video, which of course that's where you can also watch Thursday Night Football during the NFL season. So now Amazon Prime Video is adding some more sports to their repertoire, adding the NFL on Thursday nights, and of course now adding Premier Boxing Champions. Because as we all know, DAZN, for a lot of years, DAZN has been associated with Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy, and a lot of Golden Boy promotion fights have been shown on DAZN. And of course, ESPN has had a long-time relationship with Top Rank, hence why Top Rank Boxing has been a long-time staple on ESPN way back in the 80s. So you have that. So, I mean, the 3 main, I guess, promotions, Golden Boy, Top Rank and PBC, and of course Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn has a deal with DAZN as well. So basically, all your boxing is spread out across those three platforms, and Amazon Prime, DAZN, and ESPN with Top Rank. So there you have it with that. Which again, I mean, I don't know. I'm just mad because again, we want Benavidez against Canelo. Well, if you're not going to give us Benavidez, then damn it, by God, give us Canelo and Bud Crawford, because Earl Spence is still recovering from his cataract surgery, which we hope Earl Spence is better. But one thing we do know, we do have a date between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. It will be April the 20th, and it will take place at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. So that we do know. Originally, they were trying to get it in Vegas, but Brooklyn said, nah, we're going to take it. And Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York will host Devin Haney against Ryan Garcia.
All Ryan Garcia do is run his mouth.
Needless to say, now I mean we were planning to do a preview show, and hopefully we can get my good friend from NFHS Network, Kevin Perry, my good buddy in boxing savant who does the KO podcast, which he's been a guest on the show, and does a tremendous job talking about the sweet science. Hopefully we can get him back on the show to talk about that upcoming fight. But I mean, I was going to pick Devin Haney to win this fight anyway, because I just think Devin Haney is just a better boxer than Ryan Garcia. But now I think Devin Haney might stop Ryan Garcia.
No, he just doesn't just run his mouth, and that's what's. Didn't he do that to Tank? And what did Tank doing? Drop him.
Yeah, he gave him that left uppercut, and Mr. Garcia went down.
I understand I understand what Ryan Garcia is trying to do, but yeah, Devin Haney's going to hands down win this fight pretty good and easy.
But speaking of David Benavidez,
excuse me,
he was begging to fight Canelo, which did not get it. So now David Benavidez is going to go to 175 and fight Alexander. Now, I am not even going to try to pronounce his last name, but his last name is spelled Gvozdyk. And I'll try to pronounce that name by going to YouTube and asking to pronounce the game. But nonetheless,
it's not Canelo, pretty much.
It's not Canelo.
There it is.
They'll be fighting in June. WBC president Mauricio Sulaiman said that the fight will be contested for the interim light heavyweight title, which would basically stating that the winner of this match basically would get the winner of the undisputed light heavyweight between, of course, Arthur Beterbiev and, of course, Dmitry Bivol on June the 1st. So
that's gonna be a good one.
Now that I definitely would pay to watch for sure, because Bivol
that'd be a good one.
and Beterbiev, both those light heavyweights can fight.
Indeed.
So I mean, Benavidez is the number 2 super middleweight in the world, of course. Had good wins against Demetrius Andrade and, of course, Caleb Plant to solidify his place as a super middleweight. But, of course, he wanted Canelo. Canelo did not get him. So now,
fucking ducking. Call Canelo Affleck now. You don't call him by his first name anymore. Damn duck.
Yeah. So it is a Ukraine fighter, which he has a very impressive record of 20-1 with 16 knockouts. He is a former lightweight champion, and if you remember, he was the guy that put the hands on former lightweight champion Adonis Stevenson back in 2018, which Adonis Stevenson for a long time was a very good light heavyweight and was the light heavyweight champion for a long time, but the Ukrainian put hands on him, and
the paws.
he put the paws on him. So we will see what happens with that. As again, that's going on with that with Benavidez. Hopefully, Benavidez can get that fight against Canelo, but that remains to be seen.
I don't see it happening.
However, Tank Davis has struck a deal to fight Frank Martin for Tank's WBA lightweight title in late spring, early summer. That is sources telling ESPN. And that will be the first Prime Video pay-per-view under the PBC banner under Amazon Prime Video. And that will take place. Let's see. Do we have?
Now I wonder if they're gonna make people that got Prime pay extra for that.
That is a very good question.
If you charge me to watch this fight, and I already got your network, well, it's almost like ESPN and the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
They make you pay for the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
They'll give you the preliminaries.
Yeah.
Oh, Amazon about to sneaky try to get some money.
Well, I mean, you're definitely not wrong because I mean, they should
think about that aspect.
No, they should. EJ, they should. Yes, they should. they absolutely should. You will not get no because I mean already paying $14.99 just to have Prime Video is enough. They give you a discount if you got ESPN. He's got jokes today. And speaking of Ryan Garcia,
still running his mouth.
Why are you? Don't call out Sean O'Malley because you will not beat him in MMA. Just quit while you're in. Just
see what I'm saying? That's why David Haney gonna knock the. Hey, David Haney about to knock the Sonic rings out of him on this fight.
Stop it! Stop it right now! Stop it right now!
I'm telling you,
don't do that. Don't do that.
Watch.
Don't do that. Oh, don't do that! Don't do that! Don't.
He about to knock. Yeah, brother. Ding, that's all you go here.
Oh, in other news, in the world of boxing,
here we go.
Chocolatito Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez is moving to bantamweight. So that is a division.
Chocolatito, okay. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was a super flyweight for many, many years. Of course, had many, many great bouts.
Great
as
fights.
You know, well, one thing we know about bantamweights, they will throw the leather all day.
Yeah, there's no defense. There's no defense.
And they will
give minimum defense.
And they will give you 12 rounds of action and 12 rounds of passion. But
oh man, like watching a big pay-per-view fight and you see bantamweights on the undercard, you're like, yep, I'll be watching that for sure. Because somebody go catch one.
You're right. You are right. You are right. You are right. Now here's a very interesting thing that is interesting. So David Benavidez's father, Benavidez Sr., said it. He said that basically saying that he is preaching patience around a scared Canelo Alvarez.
Wow.
Yeah. Benavidez Sr. Well, Jose Benavidez, of course, David's brother is Jose Jr., Benavidez Jr. Of course, his dad, Jose Benavidez Sr., trains both of them. He said David will fight anybody.
Yep.
Whoever's ready to step in, we're ready. Canelo is almost on his way out, so we have to stay patient. Keep working on stay focused. And he said, and I quote, Canelo doesn't want anything to do with David. Every time he comes up with excuses, he wants to fight Jimmy Mugina or Jamal Charlo, and David has fought nobody. Those are just excuses. He and his team will do anything to stay away from David. There is nothing we can do but just stay humble and focused, and our time will come. That is straight from Jose Benavidez Sr. So there, You're not EJ Wizzle. You're not wrong. You are not wrong at all. But that's the thing. And there's another interesting point about this article. He says the Canelo era is turning into a circus. To be honest with you, the true 168-pound king, the face of boxing, is trying to fight 160, 154, 147. That's ridiculous. That's not good. That's not cool for boxing. That's why Canelo's fans are coming over to David now. Imagine if we were doing that fighting the little guys. Imagine us trying to fight Terrence Crawford. My respect to Terrence Crawford, but he's a little guy. There's no way Crawford can beat Canelo getting criticized, but he just doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care. He just wants to make money. Alvarez talks a lot of shit about David, but that's the fight everyone wants to see. Why doesn't he want to fight the monster? At the end of the day, he is scared to face David. Now, Alvarez's career-long coach and confidant, Eddie Reynoso, refutes the claims this week from Benavidez promoter Samson Lekowitz that a $55 million bid was made for Alvarez to fight Benavidez. He says, I find it in very bad taste that Canelo is afraid of him. Now, this is Reynoso telling this to ESPN. I don't know how they dare to classify a fighter as fearful who did not hesitate to face Floyd Mayweather, who faced Miguel Cotto, who faced the fearsome Gennady Golovkin when he had knocked out half the world, who rose to lay heavy, risking everything to face Dmitry Bivol. The reality is that none of those promoters have given me none of the big promoters have given me an offer to fight Benavidez. As the Alvarez encounter seemingly continues to escape him, Benavidez has still kept busy with his high-profile fights. Like I said, he beat Andrade, he beat Caleb Plant. So, I mean, here's the thing.
What else?
Here's the thing. If you, Mr. Reynoso, are saying that no big promoter has given you an offer, ain't Canelo a promoter himself? Doesn't Canelo have his own promotion? Okay.
So why he can't make it happen?
So
it's bush league. It's bush league.
And plus, being under the PC banner, you don't think you can you don't think you can't call Leonard Ellerby and Floyd Mayweather and say, Floyd, promote this,
right?
And Floyd's like, I'll make it the biggest. I'll make it the biggest
Cinco de Mayo.
I'll make it the biggest gate since me. Come on,
Special Cinco de Mayo.
Come on, man. Come on. Cut the crap.
Cut it. Right now.
I mean, hell, even Don King's old dinosaur ass could call you like, hey, only in America. Hell,
cut it.
Kevin Hart from Grudge Match could probably promote that damn fight if you let him. Jesus. Yeah, I would. Yes. Yeah, maybe even George Washington Duke from Rocky V can be like, you know what? Only in America. Yeah, I went there. No right. Big promoters.
Go for it.
No big promoters come up and offer. Well, you know what, promoters? Go out there and see what you can do to make Canelo stop hiding and give the fight fans what we want. Because, like I said,
it's be a tremendous fight.
You don't duck your fellow countryman if he's asking you for a fight. Okay.
Well, you don't duck a fighter. Period. If they do
that
will
facts.
Deserve of the
facts. Now
fight.
again, this is why. If me and Mizzle could do this show back in the 80s when you had Duran, Hagler, Hearns, Leonard,
we'll probably have 300 subscribers right about now.
But
we'll be putting YouTube on the map.
But here's what I'm saying. Those four guys alone, they fought each other.
Yep.
That's my point. Leonard fought Duran. Duran fought Hearns. Duran fought Hagler. Leonard fought Hagler. Hagler fought her. Again,
it wasn't about does it fit or how we're gonna do it this way.
They didn't.
It wasn't figuring out. Like I said,
they didn't.
You want to fight? You want to fight? Sign the paper.
They did
in
not
the
care.
ring.
They did not care if they won or lost. They wanted to fight the best to try to beat the best to be
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah, like I said, they do that fight.
That's how it was.
If you wanted this fight to happen at your pool party, I'll fight this mofo at the pool party. That's how it was. It wasn't about the money, or well, of course it was about the money. Let me just get that right. But they didn't make that the issue like it's about now. It wasn't fighting over the venue. Like I said, you want to fight? Let's get it on.
It was okay. Now back in the 80s, it was okay. Which place you want to be? You want to be at Madison Square Garden? You want to be at the boardwalk? You want to be at the boardwalk in Atlantic City, or you want to be at Caesar's Palace in Vegas? Which one of those three you want? Which one of those three you want to fight at?
Cool.
You want to go to the Mecca? You want to go to the boardwalk? You want to come to Vegas? Which one of those three?
Well, it was also depending on the name of the fighter. Now, if the bigger name, it was always in the Garden.
Oh yeah,
it was all the big name at that time. The Garden, because the Garden can hold a lot of people.
Yeah,
before Vegas became
20,000 plus.
Yeah, before Vegas became the good capital that it is now when it comes to boxing, but it was always the Mecca.
Yes,
you always went to the Garden for the big fights.
But nonetheless, we digress because again, I don't know why Cinnamon is ducking, but that's here. That's here nor there.
And he was one of my favorite boxers, and he's just starting to dwindle out of my favorite right now.
It's like my good former coworker Alex Paz used to say, who was a big Chavez fan. He's like, I love Chavez. It's like I want to say I love Canelo, but right now I love. I can't say love. I'm at love. But now it's almost turned to I can't even say that because again,
no, I'm good off Canelo.
You're ducking him.
Yeah.
And it's like even if Canelo eventually fights him,
it'll be too late.
It'll be too late because like, dude, why are you not?
It seems like he's trying to protect this whatever legacy he thinks he has right now. I think this is taking the fights because this is the same thing that people were saying about Floyd when Floyd was trying to go his 50-0. The fights he was taking. You know, these fights are trying to seem like Canelo is trying to protect something that he does not need to protect. If you lose, bro. You are who you are.
You know what I think it is? I think his pride got hurt when Dmitry Bivol beat him.
Yep. That's the next round I was going to go at. He took that L, and now he's picking and choosing his fights wisely so he can protect his fucking legacy.
Yeah.
Bro, you're Canelo Alvarez, bro. You can step away from boxing right now and still be a legend. It don't matter. But on your way out, give your fans what they want, man.
Yeah.
Give the boxing world what they need.
Yeah.
That's it. Stop running.
Stop running. Stop running at all. But nonetheless, we appreciate you joining us on this open forum hour of the Mizzle and Dub Show. We had meant to come to you on Saturday, but my man's was tired. Had a good day.
I passed out.
He had a good day. He had a good day with the family. His godson came over to visit, so he was in a very good mood. So we apologize for not coming to you on Saturday, which was our ultimate intentions, but we want to come back and give you another open.
While we are ending or we're closing out, we're debuting a beat that my son, his nephew, made for our outro. So as Dub closes us out, take a good gander and listen to what the young man has given us. So go ahead, Dub, ride us out.
And which, by the way, we appreciate. Like I said, we do this show for y'all as we are approaching springtime. Of course, March 24th, the A7NFL makes this 10th anniversary season. Might be possibly a new location, of course. WrestleMania 40 taking place in April. So it is no more pay-per-views until WrestleMania. So
yes,
the road cometh. The Rock makes his return on SmackDown on Friday in Glendale, Arizona.
3 in a row.
So we will see how how that will commence. Will he accept the challenge of Cody Rhodes? That remains to be seen. Also, next month starts the new NFL season, and of course, the road is to the draft and the combine, which is coming up in a couple of weeks. So, MLB kicking it in high gear with spring training, the NBA and the NHL making its playoff push, and of course, March Madness with the NCAA tournament. So, we will cover that and a lot more, and also the UFL starting next month. So you get your spring football appetizer as it leads up to the NFL in August and September. But nonetheless, we thank you guys for tuning in.
That's your little cousin, EJ. That's I ain't gonna say his government name, but yeah, that's your little cousin.
That is the super dope beat maker making that beat.
But
nonetheless, some interesting games on the forefront for today in the association, as we'll go over that real quick as we say goodnight. So tonight we got the Wizards and the Warriors in Washington, D.C., the Mavericks and Cavaliers, Nets and Magic, Jazz and Hawks. Big game for Mizzle's Sixers against the Celtics on the parquet floor on TNT.
Not watching. Not listening.
Knicks.
No Embiid.
Knicks at home against the Pelicans, Spurs and Timberwolves, Pistons, Bulls, Bucks, Hornets, Rocket Thunder, and in the nightcap on TNT, Heat and the Trailblazers. But nonetheless, it is nap time for Mizzle and myself. Number 167 in the books, and as always, it's 5 o'clock some damn where. And we appreciate you watching. This has been episode number 167 of the Mizzle and Dub Show. Get some rest, enjoy the rest of your week, take care of yourself and each other, and God bless you all. And you've been watching the Mizzle and Dub Show.